even start recording.
I think you should start recording.
I was talking about Eric about this was that anybody want any juices?
No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you for asking though.
I need something. Eric?
Man, if you're gonna have something, I'm gonna have something.
No. Sabrina said also the little plastic cups. Baby.
She's like, you need to upgrade.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was pretty cheesy, babe.
I actually agree with that. It's probably good feedback.
Gotta go for the solid mode.
I don't know what the heck.
That's so funny. Carol would say that too. For sure.
Oh yeah.
She'd be on me about that.
The little things, man. The little things.
But
Whoa.
and then Sabrina was saying like she goes the content like we need to work on the being a little more specific. She goes she knows that a big hit in her office that people eat up are always the personality discovery thing.
Hmm.
So like I was telling Eric, let's say you're a time person. Let's say you're a person who does.
Thanks, Megan.
Thanks, sir.
That is always been fascinating. People are always fascinated, not being categorized necessarily, but being discovering more about who they are. It's just almost like, which would be pretty hard to do without prepping a lot. But
What do you mean discovering more about who they are?
so, like for instance, I remember, so me and Eric were talking there. Some of the
Personality
books,
assessments.
yeah, like the books that we've read that have always caught on,
Mm-hmm.
have been
Oh, like the 5 love languages.
the 5
Like
love languages, the what's the not the instigator, not the guy that does, who's the gentleman who did that? There's like passive salespeople, aggressive, then there's people that
There's
kind
the
of
challenger sale.
the challenger sale,
Mhm.
yeah.
Very
So
good.
like a personality style.
There's, if you guys haven't taken Myers-Briggs personality test, I'd absolutely recommend it.
Yeah, is that the one the AFD and all that stuff?
I don't know, it's one that let's see.
Yeah, introverted, extroverted.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
ENFJ
yeah.
and stuff. INFJ,
Yeah.
INTP.
Mine came out
stuff
100%
like
extroverted.
that. Yeah,
No, it did. Like
100%.
she said, she's never seen it. She goes, "Baby, I've seen these tests. I have never seen anybody score
That's not surprising, right, you?
100%."
At all. It's good.
All or nothing.
I was like, what? Anyways, yeah. So yeah,
That's cool.
we like that. I think people like that.
Yeah.
Now, tied in with, I think that has to be tied in with when we're talking about anything that has to do with people's like work-life balance. Like,
Mhm.
hey, if this is you're this type, try to do this, and that's something that we all have to sit down, me and Eric, one day, is to talk about our belief on like, okay, this is what I believe life works, right? This is how I believe life works, and this is how I believe are 3 different ways of viewing life,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and come into an agreement like, well, this is what we all agree on, and this is something that I think we can help people discover about themselves.
Yeah.
Specifically in the business world, specifically in personal world, specifically in, another one was in religion, when people talk about, like in the faith,
Yeah.
people have always been like, oh, you worship God this way, and this is how you connect with God. Well, for some people, is they connect out with creation, like you like to go outside and look at God's creation.
Yeah.
For some people, it's deep meditation, like in like learning something. Like
Yeah.
they're like usually the teachers. There's also worshipers,
Yeah.
right? There's also servers. There's all these different styles. So what happens is we like to classify, like, and then the books that get eaten up, that people eat up, is like when I know you more than you know yourself.
Yep.
Because I know these, we see these patterns, and not that we have to come up reinvent the wheel, but if we can catch on to those patterns. What do y'all think about
I
that?
think that's a good idea.
Good idea, yes. Besides good idea.
I was thinking about like from what I do for like a daily basis, how I basically work on the computer by myself in my house.
Yeah,
That'd be like your worst nightmare, man.
yeah, that would
You'd be like, oh man, I have to do this grind thing of just me and the walls, hanging out with the cats.
be. Yeah, it's true.
And for me, like I really enjoy it. Like I
Yeah.
thrive in that kind of thing. So there's kind of like the introverted, extroverted side, right? And just if I'm talking to somebody who's more extroverted, I'd be like, look, you just push through work, you get excited to spend time with your wife, but you don't like rush her when she runs through the door and say like, spend time with me, you know?
Yeah. Do you believe in those personality?
To a certain extent. I think the only thing that can be an issue is somebody sometimes says, I'm so introverted that I have to spend time with myself and I can't spend as much time with my wife or whatever responsibilities, you know?
So instead of like catching on to a pattern of that they're box themselves into life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it can be used as a crutch, but I think it's always good to know where you're starting from.
This is who I am. And
yeah. Oh, I can't do that because I'm this type of person.
What about you, Big B?
I mean, I like it. I think personality assessments are an interesting thing. I think they're accurate. I think people get lost in them a lot.
Yeah.
And they're a good starting point.
Yeah.
Figuring out who you are. One of my favorite things about them is they allow people to enter into a figurative tribe, meaning like if I'm an ENFJ, right? That's extroverted. I rely on intuition. I rely on my feelings, and I rely on judgment. That's what ENFJ stands for. And in reading into it, I think it does speak to who I am as a person. But more so, what it allowed me to do is I looked up like famous ENFJ people in history, like famous athletes, celebrities. It's like, this is my tribe of people. Ben Affleck's one. So that was very interesting, and like Wonder Woman is one. It's like very like altruistic is what my group falls into. Okay. But the idea of being in a tribe, I think, is very interesting because I think something that a lot of people struggle with, unfortunately, especially when they're younger, is who am I, and my problems are unique to my own.
Yeah.
And I think we all do have problems that are unique, but I think there's like these overarching themes to our problems that we can use to connect with one another. Yeah. Like if you're introverted, a problem that you might have is like networking and socializing, and that's becoming very important in the business world.
Yeah.
And there's likely going to be a group. I can almost guarantee there's a Facebook group of like INFJ, which is the introverted version of my personality type. Like where they give tips and tricks.
Yeah.
It's like social media is very easy to get involved into, limited barriers of entry, except they're going to sell your data, and then that's why Mark Zuckerberg's
in hot water, right?
It's in hot water right now. But either way, like it's like we're having this conversation. Like you know how you are. You're 100% extroverted.
Yeah.
Super cool. So you likely have some other challenges that you deal with extroversion. Maybe it's like spending time with yourself, or like knowing how to be alone.
Yeah, that you know, the counterbalanced life. You know, it's almost like Eric's saying, I have to work on being alone and still by myself. It's amazing because when it comes to Sabrina, she's the complete opposite of me. She's like introverted. She's like a little Cancer, literally. When I say she fits the Cancer zodiac sign to the T, I mean it's like
you just read it, you're like, oh,
I mean that's like Sabrina
standard.
right there. Yeah. I mean she nests, right? She likes to nest. Like, that's why we have this home. She likes to nest in here. But yeah, and then once she allows you in, like she like opens up almost to the point you're like, wow, I didn't know Sabrina would talk like that, like or that much.
That's cool.
So, but I got partnered up. Thank God I got partnered up, not with another extroverted.
Yep.
So she really, counterbalances. And then that's the thing, like, just because I'm not an accountant type, unfortunately in the business world, I have to do accounting. If I'm self-employed, I gotta take it.
Sure, right? But they're still they don't go away.
Yes, I love dealing with people, but I do have to handle emails and respond to, administrative stuff.
It has to get done.
So if I'm not controlled, that's the thing what Eric's getting to is that you can catch a pattern, but you can't be controlled by the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So you can rise above. There is an overriding, and us Christians, we call that the Holy Spirit. Yet, Holy Spirit overrides everything. Like, you feel like you want to be with 10 girls, and you're that personality type. We call those guys, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's in like a gene, supposedly.
We'll call him a window shopper.
Oh, window shopper.
We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
There we go, yeah, we call them a window.
We're going to say they're window shoppers. And,
no, that situations get complicated, but that doesn't mean that, I'll always be this way, and this is just how things are. But it is kind of cool to I think just for attention grabbing. I don't know. So, but and I'm not saying. What I'm just saying is that she told me, critically speaking, that to be more specific inside of the subjects.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
not to just broad stroke it, but like get into like a little more of the nitty
The
gritty.
nitty gritty.
Yeah, there should be
How it
definitive
really fits my
takeaways
life.
of what we're
Yeah,
talking about from this that people
exactly.
can walk away from.
And I love that, man. Like, but what about? I mean, I didn't really hear too much of. What do you think, like, on the videos that we're
I
doing?
think we're fine. I think it's
Yeah.
just it's an iterative process like anything, right?
Oh
Like, the most difficult thing that we did was just start doing it.
yeah. Yeah.
That is the most
Oh.
difficult thing. Because once we
Yeah.
start doing it, we can see the successes and failures.
Yeah.
People get so locked in with paralysis by analysis, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
That's good, bro.
and they trick themselves into thinking they're not ready.
Yeah.
And we're not ready. No one's
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
If you think you're ready, then you waited too long, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to jump in and figure it out.
Yeah.
And like it's not for saying there's a lack of preparation. Like we had
Sure.
discussions about what we want to do, but my analogy is people can stand on the edge of the pool
That's right.
and they
Those
can
things.
look at the water every single day and they can say, "Man, I had a great day at the pool today. Did you get in? No, but I had a great day at the pool today."
I looked at the wall.
And what they realize is once they take the deep breath in and they just
Yeah.
dive into the water.
Yeah.
One of two things are going to happen. You're going to sink or you're swim.
Yeah.
And if you swim, it's a great thing. And if you sink, someone's going to help you.
Oh,
and
that's
it's good to receive help, and it's fine to receive help.
Good. That's good.
And then when you get asked that question, it's like,
that was good.
I had a great day. It's that's my opinion on life, honestly.
That's good.
You just got to do stuff. So the best thing that we did was start doing this.
Yeah.
Because would we have known the issues had we not started?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. Let me check up on this and we'll get it rocking.
Yeah, let's see if it came out well, and then we start rocking and rolling.
Yep. 11 minutes. Let's push this to the side just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, this is looking good. Glasses are looking good.
Are we closer?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And we should feel like
Wait, I'll be like you here. So
Yeah,
that
that's-
way you can tell me if this.
we
is
we
close
should be uncomfortably close when we're sitting because
Yeah.
it should look better, like very intimate.
Yeah. Let's see here. I can.
Because you should be able to zoom in a little bit more, right?
Yep. I sure am. Oop.
And frame the shot a bit better.
The little stand thing reminds me of like a yogi person.
It absolutely does. It absolutely
He's got
does.
a yoga pose.
I like it, man. I think it's. Thank you for getting that.
Sure, man.
That's awesome.
Happy to help.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be good.
Cool.
The hardest
Wow.
part for me in yoga or like meditation or whatever is that pose right there. My legs never want to stay in that position.
Yeah,
Like
it's,
cross-legged. That's always like the biggest challenge for me. My legs are always like no,
Man,
no.
I love
I
yoga.
haven't.
My back's like no.
I'm not doing any 10-hour prayers today, so I'm gonna skip on the yoga. That's where it came from, right?
It's either 10 or nothing.
I have no clue. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So it was a pre-stretch for them to sit still for
Yeah,
like
long
10
periods
hours,
of time.
like 8-10 hours in a row.
That's awesome.
And that's how they did all that, and then they sat down. And that's what. So people are thinking that yoga is like a workout.
They prepared to sit down.
They're just preparing to
They're
sit
prepared to
down.
sit
That's true. It's in preparation.
Well, anyways, today we have Brian
What's
and
going on?
Eric. What's that? Yogi Bear?
I don't know.
Fat Albert?
Yeah, there you go.
Alex-
It's a combination of Fat Albert and Yogi Bear.
I think so. That was good. Anyways, we're going to be chatting today on. What are we chatting on?
I think
guys?
with what we just talked about before, so we clearly prepped for these things and we talked about personality types and how your personality type and the strengths and weaknesses associated to it
Yeah.
can help
yeah.
you in your personal life and your business life.
Yeah.
I think we continue on that theme, to be honest. I think we had some good initial conversations.
Yeah.
Let's dive in deeper.
Absolutely. Eric, what's your personality type?
Well, it depends what assessment we're using. But
Let's go for the basic one. Let's go for the disc.
the disc, okay.
And
Let me.
if
yeah, I'll
anybody,
summarize
can somebody
it real
explain
quick.
the disc
Yeah,
real quick?